So what do we have here? So this is Sudoku-like, Sudoku-style puzzle, but it is not Sudoku because it doesn't have those pesky block constraints at all. What we're trying to do, this is a 4x4 cube, 4x4 cube, where we filled with numbers from 1 to 4, pre-filled. Some cells are pre-filled. And what we're trying to do, we're trying to fill the other remaining cell so that every horizontal tunnel, every vertical column, right, and every near-far tunnel has exactly one copy of those numbers from 1 to 4. All right. And yeah, in order to solve such a puzzle, you already know, I would go to the fourth dimension and I would have four-dimensional cube with ones there and zeros. But we don't have to be concerned about that because what we want to do, we just want to solve the puzzle. So the way I wrote this software is that you see the original the original face of this cube is marked by that yellow rim, so that one doesn't get confused after rotating, so people know where they are. Also, when you look at this puzzle, you see I'm rotating it, and first of all, I have an elevator there, right? So elevator basically allows you to move around and allows you to basically, enter numbers as a solution, right? And of course, okay, now to make things more visible, so whenever I rotate this puzzle, right, notice that I always highlight a certain layer of this puzzle. And the other entries are kind of dimmed and they're transparent because otherwise they would obscure, other digits. So always sort of the layer of interest is highlighted. And now, and that layer of interest always contains the elevator. Now, but there are three layers of interest. So if you now rotate it, that is interpreted, you rotated it, so that's interpreted, hey, maybe you want the horizontal layer, right, which contains the elevator. That's the one you wanted to work with. Or you could maybe rotate it this way, and then notice what's highlighted is a layer, right, which always contains the elevator, but it's this vertical layer like this. So there's this highlighting, and it's done because that way you can kind of very easily automatically, move around and you can see things. You always, the entries that are of interest, and you choose by rotating the cube what entries you are interested in, only those are highlighted. Okay, so let's solve a little bit of this puzzle. So notice, I didn't even really have to. Let's just solve a little bit. So here we have only two givens. You can't really do anything. But if you rotate it, right? If you rotate it a little bit, look at this slice. So this is not visible. Okay, no, there's nothing behind. Okay, so notice, look at this. This is actually near-far tunnel, right? With respect to that yellow cube, near-far tunnel. Look at this near-far tunnel. It has to have all the numbers from 1 to 4. 3 and 1 are already present. So these two cells have to have either 4 or 2. Now, which one where, right? Well, look at this elevator here. There is a 4 here. So I cannot put here 4 because I would have then, oh, sorry. So I have to be careful here. I cannot put here 4 because then I would have a violation. I would have two guys in this two fours in this vertical tunnel. So I cannot put here 4. I have to put either 2 or 4. So 2 should be here. Then, of course, now by elimination, right? If I go back, this is a near-far tunnel. I have to have 4 here. But then I'm going with with my elevator up nicely. Then here I have to have 2. And things are going nice so far. Let me see. Of course, here, if I go back, you have 1, 3, 4, right? The only one that remains here is 2 because we are supposed to have all 4 numbers in every of those rows, right? This is a near-far tunnel. So this at the beginning goes nicely, but you keep going. So again, if you move around this slice, right? This highlighted slice moves with you. You can go with the elevator down. Sort of, it's all kind of highlights itself. So yeah, that's the KoteiKato game that I have sort of cooked up out of all of this.